Hello, this is Dr. Gay from First Look MRI, and this is a 39-year-old female with complaints of wrist pain for about 3.5 months. She had a falling injury, and the pain hasn't gone away, so wanted to get an MRI to see what was going on. And this is an axial image through the wrist. We can see the back of the wrist here. This is the radial side. This is the palmar side, and this is the ulnar styloid here. You can see the extensor carpi ulnaris tendon going over here. But each one of these little dark black things is like a little cable. These are the tendons. And we can see that there's two over here and two over here. These are the radial sided ones. And so we're going to look at these to make sure they're good. There's one time I missed one maybe a year ago, the one that's torn here today. And so I'm really sensitive. So now you got to look really carefully to make sure there's nothing missing, because at first glance you see these dark things, and just as a gestalt you say, hey, I see a bunch of these. They all look normal, nice, dark. But we have to count them and make sure we're not missing anybody. So here we go. This is the radial side. We're going to look at these two. These are the longus and brevis, and it goes again, longus and brevis. So I think about long, short, in that order. So this is the abductor pollicis longus. Again, the abductor pollicis longus goes to the thumb, and this is the extensor pollicis brevis. So abductor pollicis longus, brevis. And these are the two paired ones here. These are the extensor carpi radialis tendons, and of course it's going to be the longus and brevis, because remember, long, short, long, short. So this is the extensor carpi radialis longus, brevis. And there's one other one we have, which is the extensor pollicis longus. This was the brevis here. Now we're looking for the longus. Where's the longus? The longus should be over here. It's going to loop over the top, and it's going to join up with this one later. But if we go down here to the wrist, now we're going to go more distal to the thumb. We see the one. And here we see the other one. So this is the longus, the brevis rather, this is the longus. So we do see them here together in the thumb, but let's follow this one back. Looks kind of foggy, looks really foggy, looks terrible. And then we see this mound of gray tissue here. So this is the torn tendon. And then here are these two paired ones, the extensor carpi radialis. So this is the torn end right here. Let's put up a different view to look at the same thing. Here we have these two extensor carpi radialis tendons, and if we go out here distally, we see these ones. We're going to follow this one back here. Watch what happens to it. There it is. This is just a flowing of blood in a vein. Here's the tendon. There it is. It looks like it's flattened, but okay. Here it looks gray. It looks really foggy and funny looking right there, kind of redundant and retracted upon itself. There it looks almost normal, and then it's gone. So this is extensor carpi the extensor pollicis longus tendon is completely torn, ruptured. And again, on this view, we should see it going over the top of these guys, and we just don't see it. If we come over here, everything looks normal. So it's really easy to miss this if you're not looking for that in particular. You just kind of glance, they all look pretty good. There's nothing looks too crazy. But you got to look carefully and make sure you're not missing that one in particular. And that's it. Thank you so much.